All right, so I'm going to help you guys out getting Passivbot started up. So what I'm going to do is I actually have 5.5, 5.7, and 5.6. So I have 3 different versions. What I'm using right now is 5.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload my personal folder with the configs that I have. I'm going to upload it to Google Drive. I'm going to send a link in the Discord. And that way, this will be the shortest process to get all of this going for you guys. So all you're really going to have to do here is, so where it says API keys JSON file, what you're going to do is open this up, and it's going to say where to put your keys, your public and private. And you're going to put those in on API keys here. So when I upload this folder, it's not going to have my keys in here, but I'll have an example so you know what to do. And nothing else inside of here, I believe you're going to have to change. So check this out just to make sure. So you should be okay here. So once I upload this folder and send the link, there's going to be one other file. I'm going to upload this startup file here. So what you're going to do is take your where your Passivbot folder is located, and you're going to use the path, and you're going to have change directory and then the path. And these are going to be how your Python script is set up for each configuration in each coin. So it'll be Python space passivebot.py passivebot, say ape USDT, and then you would have your actual configuration file after it. So the thing is with this here, the this portion is going to be the config file you're using. So I'm going to 5.5, open that up, go to the configurations live. See, I'm using old config. So that's what I have. So right now I have 6 different coins set up just like this, and you guys can change them however you'd like. So I'm also going to upload this, but just keep in mind you're going to have to change your pathing. So you have CD for change directory, and then your pathing to your Passivbot folder. Okay, so secondary. I want you to download Visual Studio Code. You're going to download that. As you can see right now, I already have my bot running. We're running on 6 different coins right now. It's been going for days now. And there is a few steps you're going to have to go through to get things running on here. So since it's already all on my computer and my bot's running, I'm not going to uninstall everything and go back through it. But we'll go to the Passivbot website. And it's going to give you some information on how to get started and stuff. You go to installation. So here, manual install. So you can either use Visual Studio Code to install all the requirements and everything. And so let's see here. I might have another way to show how to do this. So let's see. All right. I'm going to open up Git Bash. You can see here. And so you would be copying this. It's that. And okay, so mine already exists. But anyways, you're gonna copy this, execute it in here. Once that's done, you're gonna change your directory to Passivbot. So you want to do that, and then pip install requirements.txt. You're gonna copy that. Same thing. Shows that all of mine are already installed. All this upgrading and stuff and Docker, all that stuff, just forget about it, at least for now. So once you have all of that installed and everything, you have your key file completed, then you're ready to run your bot. Now, let me just explain real quick kind of how the bot itself works. So I'm going to open up a configuration file. So the EMA span here, what that's going to do is just use a set distance for your grids. The only thing you really need to worry about in here, unless you're using the backtesting function, is going to be your wallet exposure limit. Now 0.7 is going to make it so it will use up to 70% of your available balance margin. Okay, and now you have long up here and short side down here. So it's going to place orders in both directions, just like a standard grid. But this is a recursive grid, so it's going to place orders a little differently, pyramid them a little differently. So for what I like to use, it's really aggressive. I have a markup range and a minimum markup range, 0.004 and 0.002. What this is going to do is keep your grid really tight. And when the grid's really tight, it's going to execute a lot of orders. When it executes a lot of orders, you're going to get a lot of profits. The only problem with this is if the market starts trending heavy on you, you're going to get a drawdown. And you can possibly even get a liquidation if you don't cut that loss. So when things start to run more than, if a position gets into the negative more than, say, 100% on 50x leverage or 25, whatever, I don't know. But if a position starts to get out of control, just cut it. Don't wait for it to come back. The bot is set up so aggressively that if you cut these losses before they get massive, you will make up those gains. And that is the key to doing this. It's not just all automatic print money. You're going to have to keep an eye on your positions the same as you would with trading. And if they get out of hand, you're going to have to cut the losses. But don't cut the losses if you can tell by like your TA that it's going to come back to your entry. You know, so kind of use your own discretion with it. And if you're not okay with TA and knowing when to close positions and when to hold positions when you're in a drawdown, I wouldn't recommend using this configuration. And that's going to have to be another video that I go through on how to backtest, how to use Passivbot 5.6, 5.7, where there's more intricate things that help you not be in a drawdown so severely if something happens, or it'll actually auto unstuck and close your position if you go past a certain drawdown or use a certain amount of exposure to your wallet. So that's the basics of the configuration. Now, there was one other thing. So the Passivbot itself, the folder. So there's this file, so this Python script file for Bybit. I've altered this to use 50x leverage. So it's just like all across the board on Bybit, it's 50x leverage. And if something can't go up to 50, it's going to take the max that it can. Sometimes this bugs out. So when it does bug out, it's going to open up positions at 7x leverage. That's like the standard for Passivbot. I don't know why it does that, why it bugs out. But what you're going to have to do is, if it does open positions originally at 7x, change them to your preferred leverage, or 50x, or as high as it go, whatever. And then it will stay at that for all consecutive orders after. So you won't have to worry about switching it again. I know it all sounds really complicated, but once you first get this down and you can get the bot started, I promise it's not as complicated as it seems. So that is really it. So I'm going to go and upload the files. If you want to see, I have a small account running right now with the bots and the grids and everything going. So I'm going to let you take a peek at that right now. So as you can see, I'll go to Ape Coin, and you can see all the grids right here. So right now this is heavily biased long. You can see how this is working. So we have our initial positions here. The longs are going to take profit here. The shorts are going to take profit down here. And this is a pretty good bot, and you don't really have to worry about it taking fucked up orders or anything like that. It's pretty damn good. The grid itself is pretty tight, as you can tell in the 15-minute. It's not going to encompass an entire weekly range by any means. And normally, if you start to get outside of these ranges and it doesn't take any more orders, that's when we call the position stuck. And that's when you're going to want to get rid of the position, close it, and let it start over again. So if you don't want to do it on a percentage basis to close something that's in a drawdown, let it go outside of the range of the grid and then close it out, because unless the price comes back, it's never going to open up any more positions and you're never going to make any more profit. So that's the basics of that. I mean, if you're stuck in a long and you're in a drawdown down here, it will open up short positions and take small profits on that. And over time, you can make up the loss, but it's just easier not to be in the drawdown and make profits from both ways consecutively. So you can see like the profits on this little account throughout the day here, or since the last 3 hours. It's not a massive amount or anything, just a couple dollars. But over the course of 24 hours, you know, if you're on a $500 account making $20-$30, and that's compounding, by the end of the week, you know, you're looking at having your account $200 to $300 more than that $500. So the more you can stay on top of this and cut your losses if it goes into a drawdown or outside of the grid, and keep your bot running as long as possible, the better off you'll be. And if anything seems a little weird, you start getting errors and things like that in Visual Studio or Get Bash, a little tip here is go and sync your time and date. So you're just gonna go sync that, and sometimes the bot itself gets a few milliseconds out of time with the actual Exchange API, you know, running some errors, and that'll fix it usually. Usually you won't have to restart. So in Visual Studio, what I usually do is go to the terminal here, open a new terminal, and I'll open, I don't know, how many ever the coins I want to do. So once you see this, the PowerShell here, you're going to direct it to Passivbot. So that's where your startup file would come in. And you would do your change directory in Passivbot, copy, paste that there so the directory is changed. And now then you would copy the pathing and the script for running the bot itself. So copy, paste that there. It's going to try to start, but I'm already actually in this coin, so it's not going to work. So I'm going to kill this one. But that is about it. And if you want to kill a bot, it's Control-C. There are other commands and things like that you can put into the startup that will help it run different ways and do different things, like a soft stop, so it won't just close out all the positions and all the orders at once. You know, it'll wait for certain orders to get hit, wait for you to be in profit. But that's stuff that you're going to have to look into on the actual Passivbot website. So all of this is free. You don't even have to put in any information, no email, anything. There's nothing you have to do but put your API keys and set this shit up, and it will run and it will work. I pulled thousands of dollars out of the market using this. Just use it responsibly. I would recommend not setting your exposure any higher or much higher than what I have it here at 0.7. And another thing, so if you only want to go long or only want to go short, right here where it says enabled true for long, if you wanted to go long, you would leave this true, and the one for short, you would type in false here, vice versa. Okay? All the other things in the configuration, I recommend that if you're a beginner, you don't really know what you're doing, or you haven't really researched into this, just leave it alone. The version I'm using right now is the oldest version of Passivbot. Well, not the oldest, but a few months old anyways. And it just works good with the configuration that I like to use. It's more of a short-term gains bot. It's not really passive. So, but 5.7, the newest one, I have an ass load of configurations for lots of coins. These are completely safe, not many drawdowns, and I'm gonna upload this and my folder for 5.7. It's the same installation process, all of that stuff. These are already optimized configurations over a 2 to 3 year period for all these coins, so they're already set up to go. The only thing you're going to have to do here is the same thing as in Passivbot 5.5, which is go into your API keys JSON file and put your own APIs. Okay, so if you need any help setting up API keys in Bybit or Binance, just let me know and I can help you out with it. I would just enable everything in the API except for withdrawals, of course. Don't ever click withdrawals in your API. So other than that, I'm going to start uploading things, get the stuff going for you guys so you can try it out. I'm going to be in the Discord, I'd say, until probably another 2 hours to 3 hours or so. And any questions that you guys have, just message me, tag me and whatever, and I'll try to help you out to the best of my ability. And if I have to go on audio or whatever, that's fine too. I've walked a few people through it, and yeah, so I'll talk to you guys in the Discord. Peace.